Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 45 of Random Parked with your hosts, me, ZK, Kurt, and a cat that's currently clawing at my door. That's very rude, sir. What are you doing? He doesn't know.
Waiting for the guest spot.
Yeah, what would a cat's ads be? Like, just a field of catnip, an empty box. Oh, this is very skilled. I hope this is on camera right now, because he is currently opening a door. Oh, he's done it. Oh, he's done it. He's out of here.
Girl.
He's gone. Anyway, this is a show about cars, apparently, not cats.
Well, there's still time to change the format.
I'd probably be about time.
Heard when parked.
We've already had plenty of cougar stories. We're still waiting on a better cougar story, by the way. You're gonna have to come up with something.
Does that mean you have to go and make another story?
Yeah, you just go out into the world and experience a good cougar.
I appreciate that you couldn't keep yourself together to say that.
That was yeah. In other news, we have a wiki still.
Yes.
We're mentioning it because every time we mention it, people keep adding stuff to it. So if we just keep mentioning it, hopefully people will keep adding stuff.
Yes, that is wiki.winparked.com. WIKI winparked.com.
Oh man, I just
wiki.winparked.com.
just through that sequence, 3 things got added to it. Can you believe it?
I know, it's amazing.
Even Kurt's gone on there and added his snark. Cubes has added snark.
Just somebody filled out something for me.
Did they really? Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll have to go check it out.
You should do it right now.
Oh,
you should do it right now.
Should
we
I
have
do it
time.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared. I spelled it wrong. I spelled it wrong twice. I went to my page instead, though. Honestly, it was the first thing.
Self-centered.
It was the first
I know,
thing.
all this self-promotion on your own channel.
This is a very fast wiki, by the way. Like, it loads lightning
I pay
quick.
very little for this. Maybe once we start funneling some ad revenue.
Oh, right. Want to buy a Saab?
Say, kid. Wanna buy a Saab?
I think we're supposed to be marketing that to wasps and wasps only.
That means other things. Anyway, let's continue.
Does it? Anyway, yeah, this is a show apparently about car ads and things on the internet, allegedly. I keep trying to... Everybody wants me to get Beef as a guest, and I have no idea how to pitch it to them. Like, I don't even know what words to use.
So that podcast you had, right?
Right. We took out all the stuff with all the, popular things. and it's just pictures. Yeah, I don't have a guest either for this week. I suck. Let's go to things that don't suck.
Well,
to you two, as far as things that don't suck yet, at least. Merry 2021.
Ah, yes. Does that mean we've been doing this for technically 2 years?
Yes.
I don't remember when we started. Like what month?
I believe it was March or April.
Mm. So we're actually...
If only we had a place to reference this.
If only. If only. We gotta work on that.
Oh, whoever manages or whoever edited this episodes thing, we need a on the main episodes page, there needs to be a date. So the pilot episode was April 11th.
Oh, okay. So we got some time yet before 2 years of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're still doing it. Let's go.
Clearly thrilled.
Honestly, I am still thrilled to do this because, like, I'm not gonna stop. Like, if I stop making the show, I'm not gonna stop looking for cars. So it at least gives me some satisfaction into knowing that I'm, doing something for some other reason other than finding 2000 Mercedes-Benz SLK 230 Roadsters for sale under the category of ran when parked. Is this a clap?
Yes, I am thoroughly impressed.
Thank you. Thank you. It was the slowest clap.
Well, yeah, the audience needs to clap along to really fill it out.
Right. So this is one of the newest Ranwin parks, I would say. Granted, it is now 21 years old, which blows
Holy
my mind.
Yeah.
It can drink.
But it's a supercharged manual SLK 230 Roadster that is extremely abandoned. They say that they think that just has water in the gas or something like that. I'll flush the tank if I have time. I don't know. It's got a title. Like,
Well, that's impressive.
I know this is actually a decent find, I do believe, but I don't know anything about these.
I thought the whole problem with this was that little like triangle design on the front of it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's also. Can you tell something with the front windshield? Like, does the front windshield give you something away about this?
It looks very fogged.
And there's a missing quarter window in the back of this hardtop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's also like
Or does
in
that
the
roll
back
down?
of a storage facility.
Oh yeah.
Outside of the fence.
I don't think that's broken. I think it rolls down.
Oh, you think so? I thought I saw.
Because it is a hardtop convertible.
It is a hardtop convertible. Like I said,
But,
again,
yeah.
I know nothing about these, but I've always kind of found them to be mildly interesting if we're going to throw in more categories. And I think I would make the mistake if I had money sitting around. It seems like something real dumb to do something dumb with.
I agree with you, and the fact that it's a manual saves it, but it's a 230 compressor. I don't know which engine this is.
It's the 231, obviously.
Yeah,
Sure. But like, I'm just thinking of why it was left in this field originally.
It's a Mercedes.
Well, yes, but something causes them to stop moving.
True, and the dash is all ripped apart, and there's an air filter in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
It's in remarkably not awful shape, though.
I know that is like you said. This is one of the newer Ramblin' Parks we've had. I think I had a BMW that was technically like it was like a 2001 or 2 or something, but that was in like a barn or a storage unit.
Right.
This is in the field, which is
out there.
impressive.
It's out there, and look at the way the mud is on the tires. Like, it was drug out here.
Yeah, it's been there a minute.
It might have been drugged out here. And it's got the paint like fading off of obviously been sitting for, they say, a year and a half.
I don't know. Looking at that grass growth pattern.
Yeah. Kurt's got the true facts here.
Well, that's okay. Is this North Carolina or is this Florida? That's Florida. That's been there for like a month.
Yeah. No, I think it was around here. I think it was definitely something that was close enough that I was like, I don't know what I would do with this.
If you could get it powered enough to pull engine codes,
right,
and see what those were, maybe.
I think maybe it was just hit. Like, the front end's all smushed in, the front bumper's cracked. I think maybe it was just hit, like a little fender bender.
Put it in the field
because it's a Mercedes SLK 230, and it's going to cost more to fix it than to make it something nice again. So I want to make it into something awful.
But you would think someone, I guess, okay, so if this only got wrecked a year and a half ago, okay.
If it was already crappy and then it got wrecked.
Yeah, because that paint didn't fade in a year.
No. Yeah, this is already a heavily used vehicle.
This is the person who's like, oh, you drive a Mercedes, when really you got it off Craigslist for $500 or something.
Right. I don't know. Someone out there probably knows more about these than any of us. But
It's got a supercharger
with
and
no
a manual.
knowledge. Yeah, it's got a manual, it's got a supercharger, it's rear-wheel drive. What more do I need to know?
Are these the same as the Crossfires technically?
I think you are right that they're, just judging by the car itself, like the size of it, the shape of it, this might be shared with that. But that's weird because the Crossfire famously did not come with a manual when it was supercharged.
Yeah. I don't know.
The R170's Mercedes SLK platform also used by the Chrysler Crossfire.
Oh, damn, I'm good.
Kirk J. Mack. Kirk J. Mack. This is why.
One of these wikis on the internet has good information.
This is why Kurt's the highest salaried person on the show. All right.
Let's not think about that more.
Let's not. Kurt, what do you got?
ZK, today's the supercharged theme of Ramwin Park. I hope you got the memo.
Oh, no.
Because I have just shy by 3 years of the 2000 Mercedes, a 97 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP for the low price of $800. It's been sitting for some time, but ran when it was parked. It needs a BCV axle. It needs a BCV axle. 168,000, asking only $800.
Oh, I thought they were asking 168,000.
Oh God, yes, so rare. Front wheel drive, obviously. But I remember this caught my eye because I had a friend in high school who had one.
I remember thinking these were cool, and at some point in my life.
I remember having a boss that drove one of these, and it didn't have a bumper the whole time I knew him, and he just had the license plate zip tied to the front crash bar.
Ooh, that's
also, I had another friend that had one of these that caught on fire.
That's some good mildew.
Yeah, this. So you think it's from the bottom of a lake, but that's just happens here. Like my Subaru is getting like mildew around like the window.
And it's got this weird. Like I talk about this all. I know I've brought this up on Ramwin Park before, but what is with the weird black mold that comes out of gas? Like anything that touches gas. Yeah. 240. If I leave the 240 for more than 3 weeks, I can just guarantee you the whole passenger side of it's covered in this weird black mold. No idea. It's very strange.
So this is supercharged?
It is.
Yes.
The GTPs have the 3800 with the.
Really?
Yeah, that.
I didn't realize that came in. Interesting. I thought those were like strictly Buicks.
No, it's also in the the Grand Prix is obviously just a rebadged, like rebodied Monte Carlo, and the Monte Carlo SS of that era also had the same supercharger on it. Before they did
Pontiac.
Before they did the crazy front wheel drive LS in them. And I think the Grand
was so good and stupid. I need to drive something with one of those in it.
I think the Grand Prix goes on then to become the Grand Prix. What was my Solst GXP? And the GXP, I believe, had that LS in it. But in this era, they're all that.
You keep saying it wrong. It's Grand Prix.
Everybody says that 3800 with the supercharger on them is like absolutely bulletproof.
Yeah.
I only believe it because I had a coworker that had the Buick with one, and there was a giant hole in the supercharger. Like the supercharger bearings had gone out, and there was a chunk of supercharger missing out of this thing. And she drove that to work for at least half of the years that I worked there with the hole in the supercharger.
Did I not have images of the engine bay in there?
I did not.
Well, apparently you didn't include them.
You thought it wasn't cool enough.
Because the little
tiny I got it, Kurt. I got it. There you go.
I might have forgotten to copy those in, but yeah, it's a sideways V6 with a supercharger on it.
If it's the 3800, they all look the same.
They do. Yeah. Throw a CV axle in there and grocery getter or
like
I don't know. Find a farm, have some fun with the thing.
They want what? $800 for this?
Bucks. That's
pretty good.
This is prime.
This is better than your SLK.
It kind of is. However, I do want to bring up how
It's an auto though.
I do want to bring up just how amazingly old this looks versus that SLK.
Right, like even the interior is all like
Right.
thick, kind of
Oh,
bubbly,
God.
plasticky.
The late 90s, early 2000s bubbles.
So
Yeah,
bad.
those big buttons on the steering wheel.
Yep. It's
At least it wasn't a touchscreen.
true. Yeah, can you hear the creak that this style of plastic makes too when you touch it? Like
Specifically the armrest
yeah.
or the center console.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's good quality. All right, ZK, let's see this supercharged beast.
I don't have a supercharged beast. I have a Celica.
Oh,
I'll accept it.
killing us, Smalls.
Bring it to
Sorry.
me.
It's the cheapest one, $750.
Yeah, we're working on this is the cheap week.
Title no title, selling as is, motor and transmission are there. Exhaust good.
They're there.
We like Celicas.
I
think we like
first
this
gen
Celica,
This
even.
is the Celica for me.
Mm-hmm. But this one was amusing to me, as you will see.
Ah,
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch transmission.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, there's no paint left. It's just surface rust. And the good exhaust is apparently sitting in the trunk.
Oh,
In multiple sizes, I can see from here already. I don't know. This is the part. This right here is real stupid, and I'm sorry that I am the way that I am. This is why I love this generation of Celica. Like, there's something about the B pillar on these cars that's just really cool.
That's like a 70s design thing, period. That is cool.
Right. But the Celica had the whole thing. This is the engine
And if you wanted to, the engine, it's just there next to a tree.
it has air conditioning.
Great. The front's in really good shape.
I know
Oh,
it's
it's got the good
really
bumpers.
kind of good.
I would tackle this project. Like
This is like a
I'm
good
itching
body
for this kind of
and
project.
monster.
And
Sponsored.
monster. Oh, CK.
This is one of those things where it's like it looks like an absolute wreck,
Do I
but
need a
when you-
fence, really?
but when you look at it, it's like all the windows are there, all the
Yeah.
glass is good. The body is actually straight.
And pretty, like, it's not rusted through. It's just got surface rust.
No, it's just like surface rust. It's got like all the chrome and all the lights and everything. Sure, the engine and transmission are just laying there, but you
I
can
don't
put
want
a
to use
beans
those
motor in it.
anyway. Yeah, I'm going to use a different engine.
It's even got the little ST hood or grill thing, which I don't know what trim that means. Or
ST is the bottom line one, but I would still accept it into my life.
I can't tell if those corner markers are broken. They might be.
They look like they are.
Those are probably
Outer
hard to get.
plastic.
Who
But-
knows? There's
They might
enough
not.
here. First, I mean, did it say title? Does it say title? It doesn't say title.
No title, but like it's a 70s, and
Oh,
it being
yeah.
a Texas car, you could get
That
it.
makes it okay, right?
70s
Colin?
cars are super easy to get titles for, let me tell you.
In Texas, it's not that bad.
All right, well, you
I
go
almost
get
went
it.
there.
You go get it. You get a title for it, and I'll be there to pick it up.
It will be double the price.
Double is still pretty good for this generation of Celica, I'm gonna tell you.
There is a severe lack of interior pictures.
There is, and there's probably a severe lack of interior.
True. Throw a few eBay seats in there, it'll be fine.
You made me feel feelings, EK. I'm not okay with it. I haven't felt this level of I want to make this mistake in quite a while.
What's the Simpsons thing? You made me bleed my own blood.
I don't even want to go to this next category. It's done. It's been done. Honestly, all three Ranwin Parks this week were mistakes I could see me making. Breaking news! Breaking news! We found Kurt's pictures thanks to.
You gotta give me a minute there. I was drinking water and I almost spit it all over the place.
Thanks to OBS crashing. We can skip all the other pictures. This is what ZK needed. This ZK wanted to see the legendary goodness that is the 3800 supercharged.
And look, there's multiple coils.
There is multiple coils. Sure, there's only 3 for 6 cylinders, but there's multiple.
It's a wasted spark system. It's fine.
Yeah, those always work great, right? There you go. There it is.
I had so many other pictures of the grime and the moss and the
Yeah. Ooh.
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 You have my interest.
Turns out that I
Speaks to me.
like grime and moss.
Grime and moss on the wheels is impressive. Just saying.
I did always really like the taillights on these. I always thought that was a kind of a neat design.
So that's one of the things that Pontiac did, which I always thought was cool, was they sort of had like the smoked taillight look, but they still worked.
And they were contoured too. Like they always had like lines through them. Even the Bonneville had some pretty cool taillights towards the end there.
What am I thinking? Was it the Firebird that had
Firebird
like the
that had
dark check?
It had hex. Like it had like a honeycomb.
Mm-hmm. And they look black, but like unlike if you painted your taillights,
They
worked.
Big fan of oval tailpipes too. I've always been a oval fan, which is
You know what also has an oval tailpipe?
power resist Phoebe.
The Saab.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Moving along.
Moving along, back to the mistakes. Apparently, this mistake is so bad that it literally crashed my computer. Are we good? We all right, computer? Is this going to be okay? It is a 1981 Alfa Romeo GTV6, which is one of the very few Alphas that made its way over here. It is $10,000, and that is all the information they have given us in this ad.
That's really all you need.
Like, you might think that I blocked out all the stuff with the info. No, all I did was remove their name. That was
Call
it.
Greg.
I don't know, again, a lot about these, other than the fact that they are alphas, and I'm sure they're a nightmare. But what a cool nightmare it would be.
Yes.
Look at
As
this
all
bad.
alphas are, they're insanely cool. I think they generally drive okay, but they make you feel things and then they break.
They make you feel
They
things,
make you feel things.
and then they make you feel sad. Also, are those not very similar to like 280ZX lights in the back?
Yeah, one of the preview pictures was just the rear end, and I thought it was the 280ZX.
But is it a hatchback? It's almost a wagon. Like, it's almost a shooting brake.
We would say fastback, I think, but shooting brake, it is close to a shooting brake. Although apparently there is it a Mercedes shooting brake or something that has 4 doors? And then there was a big internet argument as to what a shooting brake actually was, because one of the
Just like everything
quote unquote
else.
shooting brakes in the 30s, where the name comes from, was a 4 doors. Who knows?
Who knows? That window rolls down in the back, doesn't it? You think that's why it's...
Just that part.
Yeah. Wild.
You think the back part probably doesn't pop out like a...
No, that would make
window
it
or-
much cooler. Here's the nightmare.
The box says 5 horsepower.
I
Ooh, those are weird wheels.
I guess they're era aftermarket, I had to assume.
I don't know. Are they?
They-
Because those. What are those center caps?
They
Are
don't
those,
say alpha.
Those are part of the wheel. What do they
Right.
say?
They are part of the wheel.
Enhance.
It has not
It
cleared up
says-
anything.
It says
No.
pixels. Snout. Weird window. Moldy seat. Unfortunately, this is the only picture of the interior we have, and what a picture.
Mm-hmm.
What a picture. it
It's
is.
because no one's ever sat in the back seat.
I think that's the front seat.
Is it?
No, you're right. That's probably the back seat.
Yeah, I can see that's the
Wheel.
wheel hub right
Yeah.
there. Oh,
Very obnoxious badge. Like,
how many fonts can we
mean-
use?
right?
Perfect.
This is
Beautiful.
enough to fail
Ideal.
your project in graphic arts. There's another angle of the engine, which is, I mean,
It's a V6.
of all the engines, at least the Alpha V6 is probably the most common. So you might have half a chance of working on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. This is one of those cars that if I had extremely disposable income, I would just have to experience it. I need it to stab me. I need it to hurt me. Because it's so, I don't want to say pretty, but it's just cool looking.
Yeah. It's like when you put a body kit on a car, but like a good body kit. But because it's stock, that makes it that much better.
Mm-hmm. I'm into it.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I had one of these, but in much worse condition, and maybe like probably the 4-cylinder version or something like that.
Ah, yeah. In your
But
in
yeah.
your real life mistake pile.
Yes, in the I could afford that maybe.
Maybe. I don't know if this is good money or bad money or who knows, but
It's a lot of money, but like
it's an
not
Alpha.
a lot of money.
It's an Italian 2-door sports car. Great. I just realized you could also say that about a Fiat. Or like a 500, I mean. Kurt, you're out there.
I'm out there for even less than your Alpha. You could have a 92 Toyota Winnebago RV, a 20-footer.
But
Low
is it
miles,
a shooting
great
brake?
shape. It is only a 2-door, technically, unless you count the house door. Yeah. Apparently, they're claiming only 50,000 miles, much like that very low-mile Toyota pickup truck I had
Took
in the
them
last episode.
all 30 years to travel those.
Yeah, this is actually the first time this
It's
vehicle
never
has
stopped driving.
So yeah, I mean, the girlfriend and I are like thinking of road trips to take this summer once hopefully things get back to normal. And
Kurt, this is going to be a long trip to North Carolina.
Okay,
didn't
Kurt,
say that kind of road trip.
your heart is in the right place, but
My-
I'm gonna have to educate you here.
No, yes, no.
What you want is a Sun Raider, not a Winnebago for the Toyota RVs.
True. Or what's the other one? Dolphin?
The Dolphin is similar to this, and I'd probably consider them the same.
But look at these graphics.
I know the
Oh.
graphics.
Also, most of the Toyota ones are like 17 foot, so finding a 20-footer, that's a big one.
It's a
It's
big one.
very big.
That
Also,
is-
this one seems really good.
It does.
I know this is probably the best looking RV, like old RV ad I've ever seen in all of my years, at least 2 years of doing this show.
I mean, yeah, that looks about as I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those seats.
The seats.
Oh my god.
The airport waiting room.
It's so
seats.
good. It's so good. Wait,
The city bus.
You know what are those called? Terminal.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's you are gonna be on all of the rad pages if you have this
Mhm.
vehicle.
Bet you that flattens out into a bed.
There's a toilet.
It's like set up. This thing is like staged like a house for sale. It's got a little plant on the side.
Right. It also gives this picture just makes me think of like 1995 Taco Bell.
Interesting.
I don't know why that makes so much sense.
The cup holders on the table are a nice touch,
Mm-hmm.
as is the open viewing for the toilet.
Yes. Well, after visiting Taco Bell, you got to know where to go.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, it's not
Range.
new, modern, or fancy. It's just nice.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's clean.
Yeah,
in
I don't
appearance.
feel like I would need to clean myself after stepping inside of this
True.
versus almost all of the ones we've had on the show.
Yes. And if you did want to clean yourself, you don't have to do so in the same room as the toilet
True.
because the shower is separate.
So true.
I mean, it's in the same room as the toilet, but not like on top of the
Yeah,
toilet.
There's
Wet
also
bath.
there's just something about the plastics in this era and the yellow that they turn. That's,
Yes, because this was not the color it was when it was
No.
new.
It's off-putting while at the same time comforting. It reminds me of a simpler time. Oh, there's a bed up above. That's just nice, Kurt. You should get that. I'll see you.
So nice.
I'll see you in 4 years.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
They want what, like 10
There's
grand?
that door
for it?
card from the Corolla still. Same everything.
Just keep using it.
Yep.
That's pretty darn nice.
They
Yeah,
wanted
it's-
9,000 something for it.
Yeah, it's probably worth that. It's also very slow.
It's the V6,
Oh, it's a V6, EK.
It's very slow.
It's a V6.
which means it's less reliable than the 22R.
Who cares? No, this thing would be fine. I'm sure it does 55. Just dandy.
Maybe.
You're
Without
underselling
any
it.
winds.
Or hills.
Yeah.
But it's been well maintained.
Been well maintained.
It's been in my family since new.
I would believe that, actually.
Yeah, I would too. All right. From the kitchen sink to
Ye old 240.
Koki.
A Koki 240, aka the last generation of the S14, which has the angry front end, which by modern standards doesn't look angry at all somehow.
I don't know. I think it still looks pretty pissed off, even by today's standards.
But they want $6,500 for it, which both seems like a lot and not a lot somehow.
Yeah.
It's also seemingly stock.
Well, and stock as one of these gets, I suppose.
Yeah. But Kokis, I think we can all agree, are probably the best looking S chassis. Maybe not our favorite.
I don't know that we're gonna have an agreement on that.
Do we make this a 2-hour show or do we just move on?
I think the Koki, whatever S14 is one of Nissan's best designs,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think that the S13s look more classic. Like they look classier versus these always look a little bit kind of like Boy Racer-ish because they're so angry looking.
Maybe.
But that's just me.
That did sound convincing.
Oh,
I'm not-
this
Yeah, I
not-
don't know why there's a picture without a bumper,
Right.
and then some of them have the bumper, which is maybe they got a replacement. It does look maybe slightly off color, so
It's also entirely possible that this isn't even a 97.
yeah, it's just been swapped.
Right.
It
It needs the lip. These have to have the lip on the bottom for me.
uh,
Especially if they have the side skirts. Without the lip, it looks so stupid.
oh god, we're never gonna agree on these things, are we?
Nope. It's against the law.
So, I think the S13 falls in line with the same looks as the R32, and the S14 Kuki kind of has the same looks as the R34 and the same feelings.
Yeah. I get that. Like-
And somehow the Zinky is R33. I don't get it. but,
Right. Yeah, it's very much so. That you're right. And I see people do the R33 nose on the 14. Man,
Those people are weird.
well, it looks just like a first gen 14. We had, besides all of this, we kind of had an interesting conversation about this generation of the 240 because this generation was still a new car when the 240 craze started. Like,
Mhm.
you could still go out and get a loan and buy a slightly used one of these by the time
Yeah, they were still on used lots.
the
While
89s were already old and turning into drift cars. So these kind of have a different market to them, because by the time these came around, people already knew the 240 was going to be a thing, and they started to put them away. And you see a lot of these that are just like mint, never driven, perfect examples of them. Way more, I feel, than you see of the first generation ones.
Mm-hmm. Well, also these were like, they barely made any of these. Like there's something like 300,000 S13s in the US, and then like 20 of these.
Right, because there's only really a year and a half of these.
But like, I would have your S13 and go to the 240 meet, and then there would be like the one guy with the clean kooky, and everyone would be like, "Oh,
he's got it." And then
I think white is probably not the best color on them, but this also doesn't. I guess it might have a little bit of the drift tax, but as far as what we've seen 240s go for, and
this is low for one
Koki's
of
have
these.
always been this price.
Yeah, it's low for one of these today, though. I feel like if this was, I don't feel like this one, it's not terrible, but I don't feel like it's a nice one.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like these are probably going for above 10 now, in decent shape.
Yeah, I think normally like a decent Koke would probably be at least 10 grand.
I feel like none of these pictures do this car justice, though.
No. None of them show the cool rear end of the blacked out kooky taillights.
That's a shame. You just have to find another one.
Yeah.
I have a very important question. Are you saying cookie or Koki?
I say it's Koki.
Koki is how I say it. I don't. Some people say cookie.
Right.
It's what? Kouki.
Right there. Yeah. Koki.
Yeah.
I like the designer's name, or
it's
I don't
It's a Japanese word. It's what is it? Zinki Chuki Koki?
It's yes, Zenki, Chuki, Koki, and I believe they're words that mean like
beginning, middle, last, or something.
Beginning, middle, and end, or something like that.
Basically that.
So they didn't get those names until after they existed, basically.
Yeah.
But
so yeah,
and like I'm trying to think of an example. Like there's a Chuki or a Zenki and a Chuki S13. So the pig nose versus the shark nose as we know them here because we're weird. But there's no Koki S13 here because we never got that one.
No. Well, we never got it.
We never got it. Yeah. So it just
like. But it exists.
It was just like the end of that one here, and then we went straight to the Zenki S14. I don't know why these names became such a staple of this, but apparently it's pretty well ingrained in our brains.
Yeah, I don't know.
What? Okay, I don't know. I was reading the rest of the ad and I was getting confused.
Oh yeah. Also, it was apparently a 5-speed, or at least they mentioned a new clutch. So that's also an extra tick in rare for S14s.
Yep. I didn't. No. Okay. I'm all out of sorts now. I had to split the recording in half. Everything's.
You had to buy a car.
the Celica.
You thought that actually OBS crashed, but in reality, I was sending ZK money. All right, mildly interesting. I've been looking forward to this one.
What are these 3-spoke wheels that I recognize?
Mildly interesting is
not what I expected.
Not what you expected. This is probably the most expensive vehicle I have ever featured on this show. And it is mildly interesting. It is a choice. This is a 1947 Plymouth Club Coupe that has been merged with an early 90s Dodge Viper. And I mean merged. Like, I'm not saying some wheels. I'm not saying an engine. I'm saying the two have become one. It's a choice. Have you ever?
Have I ever
No.
wanted this? No.
Have you ever seen something of this type?
Yes. And surprisingly, I think it was also a Viper. But yes, I was correct in my assumption that those were Viper wheels.
Mhm.
I did not expect this body on top of it.
And like, look how normal it looks. Like, usually when people do stuff like this, they also feel the need to like completely customize the body.
Mm-hmm.
But from this angle, this is nothing more than an unsuspecting old Wingadinga Plymouth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool, but also why? It's so weird.
It's also weird that I know why they did, but it's weird that they kept those wheels.
Right. Yeah.
Especially from obviously this picture, they went through a lot of effort to sort of keep it the old Plymouth.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put a whole chassis of a car,
I don't think they did. I think this is all
why would
custom
they
frame.
right. I think
why would they have those wheels if they weren't using the suspension from the Viper?
I think they used the suspension and made a frame around them.
Maybe because everyone knows the 6-lug wheels are the worst.
Well, yeah.
Those aren't even Viper brakes. They're teal. I don't know what that says.
RT10.
RT10. They're Viper brakes.
Are they?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, if you use those hubs, you use those brakes because they're Dodge Ram brakes, and you got 6-lug because they're Ram hubs and wheels and stuff like that. So these are basically the only wheels that are going to fit with that.
Mm-hmm.
Why they chose to keep all of that stuff, including the engine, I'm not sure.
Well, the engine makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
sort of.
the engine. Like, if you're going to just use a V10 Viper engine, okay. I'm kind of. I kind of think it's cool that they added the Viper stuff to it, but there's a lot of why. There's a lot of why here. I really like the shifter, like, just barely making it in front of the seat. Like, that's a lot of transmission in this car. I'm sure it's an absolute riot to drive and very bizarre.
It's probably basically trailered to things.
I'm sure, which would make me sad because this is, to me,
it looks like a good driver.
Right. This looks like something that would just be cool to have. It's an interesting thought, but you know, I hate to break it to you. You could have a Viper for a lot less than this, and have something that's a lot better.
A cone. It's unique.
There is a price for
one
uniqueness.
Of a kind.
It truly is. I was baffled when I saw it because, yeah, like you, I saw those wheels and I was like, "Ooh, a Viper!" And then, wait a minute. What is?
It was built in 2004.
I do like that it's a. I'm pretty sure they painted it a Viper color.
Yeah, it looks
Viper red.
Very Viper red. It's really nicely done. Like, I'm impressed.
No one spent a lot of money on this.
I need too much money.
It does seem like something they would do for one of those History Channel shows.
This is like half price.
We're doing this.
We're gonna take this car and merge it with a Viper.
This is,
and then they cut up a brand new, like,
for some reason, this is a deal. This is half the price of what this would cost you to build.
It's a deal, but you also, like, this has to find that exact person that would want this too. Like,
what year is it? 2021 now? They might all be dead.
Right. Unfortunately, like, I'm gonna try to put this as nicely as possible. The people that want this car don't want to drive this car because it's got a freaking Viper V10 in it and that abusive 6-speed manual that they put behind it. It's probably, like, horrid to drive, actually.
Yeah, they should have used one of the Ram SRT10s and with the auto, and that would have been sweet.
This is one of the very few times I'm going to agree with you there. If they dropped a digit off of that, though, I'll be there. Any of the digits.
So this is a 47 with, let's call it, a 97 engine in it.
Mm-hmm.
Built in
2004.
2004. I'm trying to think what equivalent car would be built with a Hellcat motor. Would that be a 70s car?
Yeah, I guess it's the equivalent of like an early 70s or late 60s car with a Hellcat engine in it.
Yeah.
Which is already happening, of course.
Yeah.
But the Viper V10 is so much cooler in every way. Kurt,
where's my Hellcat Pacifica?
Kurt, you got to really mild this down because that one I knew it was going to be too wild.
Ooh.
Too wild. I'm so sorry.
Well,
it's mildly interesting only due to its existence and its
the theme.
It's a theme, yes, and it's only $5,000.
Bargain.
You can get a 1973 Ford Ranchero. Yada yada yada. Airbag suspension, V8, dual exhaust. However, dual fuel tanks. However,
how does that work out?
It has these very impressive bars and body cladding that you will see have a very specific purpose.
Does it really? Ah.
It's a film car.
For filming Solstice GXP.
Pontiac Solstice. Yes.
Film school.
I'm not
going to the hairdresser.
Film school. With with very much so things that fit the name of my old Pontiac Solstice. Why a Ranchero?
I don't know.
Weird.
It's like low enough and cheap enough. I honestly don't know, to be honest. I just found that to be like
not just a Ranchero, but like I also put this giant hood scoop on the front of it so that you can't see in a vehicle that's already difficult to see with. That's a thing, Kurt.
It is a thing. That's what I mean. It's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, that's the perfect description. Okay.
It like was obviously built.
That's
not with that as its end result, but then I guess it just ended up being used as a film car, and they just kind of left everything on there.
I'm a Ford guy now. I think this is a 428, right? This is the smaller version of the 460.
I thought it said it was like a 352.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there is something in the description.
It's a 429.
Oh, so it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the other engine in that family. Oh wow.
Yeah. Your Steadicam setup. We need Drew to help us out with what this actually. Why this? Why?
This looks surprisingly recent.
It does. It also, I think the surprising thing to me is for this to have the value that it would have, it would need all of this stuff too. Like if it was still a film car, then I think, yeah, you would probably sell this pretty quick. But
like if it came with everything but like the camera.
But the
like,
camera, yeah. Huh. But now, who was gonna buy this? Who's gonna? I mean, I guess you could take a Sawzall.
Get stuck with this instead of getting paid.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I guess maybe you could cut the roll bars off of it, and it's somewhat normal then.
Or you can go. I want a Mad Max car.
Oh yeah.
Add more tubes and things.
That's probably what will happen to it.
$5,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's not horrible,
right? Huh. That's.
The dual fuel tanks is an interesting choice for this.
Well, you know, they had to film for more than 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like 2 5-gallon tanks so the guy can sit between them.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see any obvious other fuel tanks unless that's it under the or on top of the bed there. Things that make you go,
You know, if anybody wants to start that cross-country YouTube automotive
We'll
special.
put it on Minecraft's bill. You got it. Jeez.
Yay! Figured it out.
Got it
I
down.
do like the attention to detail here that there's the brake or turn signals in the bed, so when the gate is down.
Oh yeah. Even though they're
And
on
you can
the
tell
side.
like the gate is like has those little cutouts specific for whatever this
Right.
tubing is for. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this was a tool. Like this was
Yeah.
made for a job. It's just very
Someone
weird.
billed a producer a lot of money.
Right. Yep. Probably for one shoot with a Pontiac Solstice. Oh man, can anybody
And it's a
decipher
Ford.
what the movie is? That would be amazing. Like, has anybody seen a scene of like a Solstice gray GXP in a movie?
There is a what is it? Movie car international. It's like
Oh, yeah.
IMDb, but
Right.
with cars.
But for cars?
probably a
Really
commercial.
cool site.
Probably a commercial, but let me dream, Kurt. Let me dream. All right. Let's see this creation.
It's more mild.
That's mild.
It's a 1984 Dodge Rampage, which is also a
He says
On theme.
trepidatiously.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. It's a Dodge Rampage, which is sort of the end of the U.S. Utes,
Yeah.
but it's based on like the front-wheel drive K cars. It's got one of the shortest wiki pages I've ever seen. There's like no information about it.
Is that how we judge things?
Everything's about comes back to the wiki.
Yeah. If we say wiki 10 more times this episode, that page is gonna get done.
But like it's not a lot of money. It seems in
It's okay.
okay shape.
It's got some rust.
And overall, it's kind of a weird car. And as the guy says, it's an odd duck, but he likes that sort of thing.
Is this a Tinder ad or a car ad? This is one of those cars I've always wanted to develop a soft spot for
It's
and never
Almost-
have.
basically a brat. Like it's the same. It may not have the off-road. I want to say heritage, but that's not really true.
Well, it doesn't. It's not all-wheel drive. They're front-wheel drive only.
but it's also not a Subaru.
It's also not a Subaru, but it's also a Chrysler.
It's also a Dodge.
Well, it does not improve the standing one
I
bit.
forgot you're not a Dodge guy anymore. You're a Ford guy.
Right,
Sorry.
right.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is one of those things that I always liked the styling. I thought of all the
Yeah,
Utes, I think they were the best looking, personally.
Yeah, but I mean they are also, but they're front wheel drive.
And it's not even
But
a
obviously
good
this
front
guy
wheel
had
drive.
4 tires in the back, plenty of room to actually use it for stuff.
You can tell it had a one of those like pleather tonneau covers at one point too.
Mhm.
That'll rust like no tomorrow. Yeah, it's mild. It's just too mild for me.
There's one I see driving around here. Every now
Someone's
and then.
driving one of these.
Oh yeah, it's a black one. I'm like, huh? I always get like, what the hell is that? Oh, it's that.
Oh, right. Dulcich has one of
But-
these, doesn't he? He's always.
It wouldn't surprise me. He's one of those Mopar tragics.
I want to say there was some episode of Roadkill Garage that he picked this thing up and they were like making fun of, like, it was one of those as a gag vehicles, and then he ended up falling in love with it because, well,
Of course.
he's a tragic.
Yeah, I think they brought it back for all the like versus episodes, and he always ends up driving it and winning.
Yeah, because it runs
Small
versus,
and light,
yeah.
everything else they have.
Apparently, there was only 37,000 of these made, and there was only 2 model years.
Yeah, they were not
All 3, 82, 83, and 84.
super common, but I also remember seeing them everywhere, even when I was first looking for cars, and they were cheap. Very cheap. Xerxes, how many interruptions are we going to have this episode? Now it's time for the best ads of the week. I put these in the wrong place. Oh well. I know how to cook
Yeah.
them. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Last week for best ads of the week, I forgot. Kurt had a whole truck and car hauler. ZK had. You're gonna have
The
to remind
Grease.
me.
It was in Greece.
What was it called though?
Or hairspray or something.
Violet?
lilac.
Not
No.
lilac. Lavender.
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 Lavender lace.
Lavender lace. That sounds right. And I educated a lot of people about the doodlebug. I thought a lot of people knew about the doodlebug, and I was wrong. And the results are ZK.
Woohoo!
A triumphant return to the best of winners. ZK taking 45% of the vote. I got 29% with the doodlebug, and Kurt, I was surprised how well the truck did actually, at 26%. And
5
Honestly,
votes.
I thought this could have gone any way, really.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't know if
It
people
wasn't
would
like
get
the
the
previous
humor.
week where everyone hated everything, so who
Right.
knows?
Right. Yeah. Are you back at it, sir?
I think I had maybe the most identifiable, like personally identifiable car. Like
Sure.
Kurt had a big rig, and you had some weird creation, and I had a normal car, but a nice one, sort of.
I think we just learned that there's a lot of Grease fans in the audience.
Them dang musicals.
I
Fans of the theater.
don't think that's probably what it is. Okay. This time for best of. Remember, I want to just throw it out there that best of doesn't mean the best car. It means the best ad for a car. Like it's the best find of the week.
Yeah, I think the best finding is
Right. It's the best find. And my best find of the week is a 1985 ? Chevrolet Caprice ? This is a pure custom, I would say, but according to the ad, around 44 to 45 of these were built since the year
That's
2000.
a very widespread.
This was the first or second build, and you can find pictures on the internet in this color. Have title in hand. So from the front, it's kind of a weird 2000s-ish front end on what is clearly an older car.
It
But-
looks like a 2001 Firebird, but like the concept version of it.
It reminds me of the Dodge concept cars of the 90s. You remember all the weird
Yeah.
concepts they did, like the Copperhead and...
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It reminds
And
me of
then-
that.
And then there's this.
But then it has a Caprice roofline and windshield. And
I was thinking that was like an S10, but you're right. That's like a older 80s Caprice.
no, I
yeah.
think it's an 85 Caprice for sure. But then it's also an El Camino. Because of
Give me
course
those
it is.
Rampage vibes.
And it has a clamshell hood. Somehow.
I don't think that helps it in this case.
No. And there you go. There's apparently one of these. And they were things.
Super step-side pickup, Chevy SSR form. Hmm.
we seeing an audience for these? Oh, the back really ruins the whole thing for me.
Nothing is good about this.
Nothing.
Stylistic.
Nothing.
Well, probably anything. No, nothing is good about this.
No, you're right. There's really no saving grace.
The only redeemable quality this has is as a quirky. Well, that's weird.
The interior's pretty nice.
It
It's
looks
a
like an
Caprice.
85 Caprice.
It's an 85 Caprice. Look at the fuel tank access. If only the ramp truck had this, I wouldn't have back injuries.
You could get a hole in the deck, but
Look at the storage and usability of this fiberglass and questionable diamond plate bed.
It's like a boat.
It is like a boat.
It's just a car.
Yeah, this is truly.
I want the audience to go on a Google escapade and find us what car are those headlights from.
I have a guess.
They almost seem like they're upside down, like from what they should be.
I think they are like either like Dodge Stratus or Chrysler Cirrus, or like I think they're like mid to late 90s Dodge or Chrysler. That's my guess.
I mean, I literally have no idea.
Okay, well, they'll have to tell us. They'll figure it out, right? They'll put it on the wiki. Kurt,
It's
This car
always the
again?
Volkswagens.
Oh, Kurt.
Did you say this car again?
Yes, you get disqualified.
How?
You are the first person in history of Wentworth Park to have a disqualified ad.
What did I do?
This car makes the rounds on Craigslist every 2-3 years.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's
a vintage meme, as they say.
Although I do believe in this case, it is the actual car for actual sale.
I don't think so.
I do. I saw this pop up, and yeah, I don't know, but it is. Yeah,
I have seen
I
these
might-
pictures before, though.
were they the
Girlfriend-
exact?
I can blame it on the girlfriend.
Ooh,
She sent it. She sent me this, and I'm like, I will use that on the show.
I think my brother sent me this also.
Well, please explain to the people listening what we're talking about.
It's a jet-powered Volkswagen Beetle, a 2000 new Beetle, for $550,000 allegedly. Now that I'm getting information, that this may just
Allegedly.
be one of these memes
One of these
that you
memes
use.
kids
Well,
are
I do
using.
believe the car is real.
Oh, the car is
Really?
real. I don't think the ad is real. There's
But
a lot
look
of
at all that
information.
text.
There is a lot of information.
I do believe this is a legitimate ad. I think it sold a couple of years ago, like
I don't.
4 or 5 years ago, and I think he's trying to sell it again. But yeah,
Oh God,
It's a jet.
it's a jet.
yes, it's a jet powered bug.
So you're telling me this is what I have to do with Goods? Or it's already been done, right? So now I can't do this because it's already been done.
You gotta
Right,
do
that
something
wouldn't
else.
be original.
Dang. That can't be good, right? Like it can't be good to have the intake of a jet engine directly behind you.
Got a screen
I'm-
on it.
Do
I'm
jet
sure
engines-
the pressure inside the cabin is fine.
Do jet
Just make
engines
sure to keep the
backfire?
windows down.
I don't know. I don't know the
I don't think they
answer.
do, but they do ingest a lot of air.
They do.
You
I
can
want to
win.
know. I want to know, is the original engine still in it? Like, can you drive it around with the original engine? Because that would be
I-
hilarious.
Doubt it, because the jet is where like the fuel tank and stuff would have been.
I mean, it still has like an automatic transmission, at least the lever.
Yeah, it's the lever. Look, the exhaust system's there. Does it? Maybe it says in the ad. You just gotta read through this. I built the car in order to thrill me, not kill me.
Yeah, that's a lie.
They have a PhD in mechanical engineering. Would a doctor ever do anything dangerous?
I don't believe it, Kurt. I don't believe it.
Oh, it just said. Oh wait, you moved. It said something about it drives. It drives like a stock Beetle and is safe.
All right. All right.
It can be a little windy inside with a jet engine running, but not too bad.
This is, yeah, there's too much
So
humor
in
in
theory,
this.
it still has the stock drivetrain.
That would be hilarious. To just like be putzing down the street with the jet engine hanging out the back.
The idea is you drive around legally with the gasoline engine. Then, when you want to have some fun, spin up the jet and get on the burner. You can start the jet while driving along on the gasoline engine.
I can't imagine how many laws it would break to fire off that engine on the highway.
See, I feel like it would break surprisingly few laws to do that.
I could be surprised in either way. Yes. Yes. For sure. Like, I feel bad when like 5 inches of flame comes out of the back of the 240. I feel like I'm going to be arrested. I think if I had this coming out the back of a car, I would not feel safe. Huh. Well, we'll let the audience decide. Is it real?
I'm pretty sure there's a Jalopnik article on it by now.
ZK.
I have you. I don't know if I would call this another movie car, but it is sort of. But it is a 1964 Ford Econoline van, also known as Hurt Rat's Feelings.
Yeah. This you got
It
one
says
vote.
$2,000. They're asking $38,500, and I think actually less at this point.
They want less cubes?
Less dollars.
Ah.
It's...
No one wants less. Anyway, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I feel bad, but it was just hanging there. He doesn't listen to the show anyway.
He doesn't.
So yeah, it's like a completely modified 60s Econoline.
I kind of
Sort
dig
of
the
thing.
styling.
I kind of do too. And there's the big skull on the side,
I could do without
which
that.
is supposedly the company's, like, their logo, but it's vinyl. And that
Like, is that like Gears of War or something like that? Looks like that kind of
That's
logo.
what I thought when I first found this ad. However, there's a bunch of information about this is what it looks like without this sticker on it.
Oh yeah, I really like
Also-
the corner bumpers.
Hold it here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, those corner bumpers. Those are probably what the like split bumper, Camaro bumpers or something.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, if you look down here, right where okay, yeah, so they want $35,000 now because this ad's been up for a while, and they update occasionally. But right above where it says $35,000, it's about to go live on Bring Trailer. Hurry up if you want it.
We do have
So-
news.
If you want to hear it, if you want to see this car first, it's on this show
Yep.
before it gets to Bring Trailer.
It was in the newspaper.
Yeah, 8-month restoration
That's
by a
relevant.
video company. So apparently they're like a video production place or something. I don't know. But it's very well done.
It's got a
but
Canon
also-
camera lens cap as the steering wheel center.
It's so cool.
That's pretty cool.
You're always wondering where you're putting your lens cap.
Yep. Maybe
There
they
you go,
actually
spot.
just lost it. Maybe nobody's told them. Oh, I like the phone holder too.
Yeah, I put a bunch of pictures. They have a whole thing on their website for it, as you would expect a film company to have.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty extensive.
Yeah, the
Nicely
rear,
done.
the back half of it is
Right.
show car-ish. It's got a big TV and the sound system, which not the best thing, but it makes sense for what it is.
This is a
They
choice.
The 300s.
Not only did they
inline-
keep the 300 inline 6, they also kept the 3 on the tree manual.
Mhm.
I mean, so obviously they don't actually drive the thing.
No, it's pretty much a show car, but at the same time, you could probably just drive it around and be fine.
It'll be fine. Wonder what that sounds like.
It
Oh, they got
came-
their own.
They have their own diecast model of it that comes with it. the
That's
van.
pretty cool. Like, I feel
This is
pretty
my
cool.
toy car.
Yeah, I feel pretty cool just having like the ornament. But this is next level.
And
I
it's
have a
literally
pillow.
because it's obviously custom.
Yeah. I have a pillow.
I do.
Do you have like a
Corolla.
You have a Corolla waifu pillow?
No. No, don't mention that one.
Oh, deep Kurt secrets that we will continue.
Just write something down real quick. Right, and moving along. Yes, Very cool. Very cool. I wish they had kept
So
seats in
obviously
it.
it's meant to like set up somewhere and show
Right.
off their phones or whatever.
Right. It's very cool. That's a lot of people just check their phones. That's, that is quite a thing. I like it. I really do, especially without the decal. I like the styling.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's what would you call it? The version without the actual windows in the back, like the commercial version.
Panel?
Panel.
Panel van, yes.
Pretty neat. So, oh boy. So we got the worst vehicle ever made visually.
No redeeming qualities.
Yeah, no redeeming qualities. That's a good name. We have possibly a meme.
Possibly. I will have
Jet
you know
car.
that there is a Jalopnik article about it, but it was only 2 weeks ago that they posted that it was really for sale.
Really?
Okay,
for sale?
that's when I first heard of this car, like popping back up. So, like I said, it might actually be for sale again.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't sell something for $550,000 on Craigslist. Or ZK's actually pretty cool Econoline van
That comes with its own toy.
that comes with its own toy. Yeah, that's an important detail. That's quite a choice to make.
Yes.
We don't have to make it.
best, the memeiest, or the coolest.
The best, the memeiest, or the coolest. What's most important to you?
I said best. I meant worst.
You
but
definitely
whatever.
said best. The funniest, maybe? No?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Funny. What's important to you? Funny, meme, which by the way, not funny, or good.
The internet says otherwise.
Who cares what they think?
Mm.
All right. Okay, everybody. This has been a completely normal episode of Ran When Parked. I do hope you enjoyed. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Telling him about my pillow collection.
Cat, where are you going to be? You're killing me. Never work with kids or pets, is that what they say?
Yeah. No kids, no animals. No water, also.
No water?
Yeah.
This is
Permits
a lot of
for-
restrictions.
Yeah. You want to be on land with consenting adults.
I never knew ZK was so in the biz.
I went to film school.
Art degree!
No degree.